Welcome to my recording of Philosophy of Education. My name is Julianne King. The first question is, what do you see as the purpose of education in our society? I think the purpose of education in our society today is to help students become critical thinkers that are responsible, caring, successful adults. What do you think the role of an educator is, both inside and outside of an instructional setting? I think the role of an educator is very similar to the purpose of education. Whether it is in the classroom or in a society, the role of an educator is to help students become successful. Along with teaching students and contributing to their learning development, an educator must bring out the best in students and inspire them to strive for greatness. How have your experiences as a student impacted you as a future professional educator? As a young student, I do not recall how or what my teachers taught me exactly, but what I do remember is how they made me feel. The teachers that had the most influence on me were the ones that showed genuine interest in me. They made me feel wanted and cared for. I can honestly say that these were the teachers that I learned the most academically and socially from. It was very obvious what teachers were just there to collect a paycheck and what teachers were there to actually make a difference in their students' lives. This is the kind of teacher that I will strive to be. What three qualities do you believe an effective teacher should have that you should also have? How can you develop or continue to develop the three qualities listed? Three qualities I believe an effective teacher should have are patience, communication, and lifelong love of learning. In order to further develop more patience, I think it is important to focus on what is most important and let the little things go. Being mindful and recognizing when and why you are not being patient is an important step in developing more patience. Focusing on gratitude and reminding yourself of why you are doing the job you are doing can also help bring more patience into your life. Communication is a quality that develops over time. Thinking about how the other person might feel, putting yourself in their shoes, is a way to develop this quality. Having a lifelong love of learning is again a quality that, at least for me, gets stronger the older I get. I realize that I will not be around forever, and so I want to learn and experience as much as I can with the time I have left. Imparting this wisdom on students can be very valuable. What is your purpose in wanting to be an educator? Helping others and making a difference is my passion. I love watching the excitement students express as they learn something for the first time. I believe that each student is worthy and deserves a quality education. I believe that each student needs to feel loved, respected, and understood in order to learn. I have heard far too many teachers complain about how horrible kids are these days. I want to be an educator because I do not believe that they are horrible, and I want the kids to know that. It will be my job to engage my students and help them learn how to think for themselves and how to be responsible and respectable citizens. Based on your research in this class, how would you change schools or the field of education so students can meet the challenges of the next 50 years? In order for students to meet the challenges of the next 50 years, I think the field of education needs to do better at teaching the whole child. I know that academics are important and will continue to be important, but I also think that focusing on mental health and real world skills are challenges that have yet to be met. With school shootings on the rise and the increasing pressures of social media, students need to be further educated in mental health. Based on what you have learned in this class, as well as your own experiences, what is your working philosophy of education? My working philosophy is short and to the point of what I think education should be. In order to learn, kids must be engaged in purposeful, real-world learning. They can't be spectators, but must interact fully with all that is going on. Thank you for listening to my presentation.